Hello and welcome to another Movie Review Monday. Today, I'm going to be looking at Chappie. This film is flawed in a lot of ways. I mean, a lot of ways. But for some reason, I kind of like it. This may have something to do with the fact that it is incredibly easy to become emotionally attached to Chappie, the main character. For those of you that don't know, Chappie is about a robot that becomes sentient, because we haven't had one of them already. Artificial intelligence is becoming a hot topic in everywhere, so expect more of these to start popping up. Anyway, Chappie was a sort of robotic soldier drone type thing. He was really tall and quite intimidating, but he got reprogrammed by the creator of the Scouts, as they're called, to have a full proper consciousness. Everything that goes along in here happens in there, in his little brain. This film wants to deal with so many issues. Hell, it even approaches on trying to deal with issues like child abuse and child neglect and all that stuff. And you're watching and you think there's too many things going on. This film is trying to do too many things. Normally that's not a problem. Normally films can do as many things as they like, but this, it sort of gets overwhelmed. It's a bit of a hot mess. This is a Neil Blomkamp film all over, through and through, without a doubt. Mainly because it's in South Africa, but for other reasons as well. It tries to deal with a lot of high-level issues that are sort of base-level way of doing it, and that's not a bad way to do it. It worked well in District 9, and it sort of worked well in Elysium, but here it kind of falls apart almost. I will say that the cast in this is really good. Dev Patel, because he's Dev Patel, does an amazing job. Hugh Jackman, because he's Hugh Jackman, does an amazing job. Sigourney Weaver, because she's Sigourney Weaver, does an amazing job. Most of these characters sort of work, but Hugh Jackman's character doesn't. He's effectively an engineer who used to be a soldier, who's developing a sort of competition for Dev Patel's character's Scouts. A big, massive, honking beast with guns and missile launchers and infrared cameras that's controlled by a person remotely, unlike the Scouts, which are sort of autonomous. Anyway, his motivation doesn't exist. Literally, it's a classic thing of what's my motivation? I don't know. Because he has none. He gets really worked up because Sigourney Weaver's character, who's the CEO of this massive munitions company, won't try and push his stuff more. Because they're selling to police officers, and these are kind of high-tech, high-grade military warfare level stuff. And he's really mad about it, and I have no idea why. It's kind of hinted at that because he was in the military, he kind of has some post-traumatic stress disorder stuff, but it's never explicitly shown, and that's what it could do with it. A single line where he says he's been back from a therapist or something, or he mentions to Sigourney Weaver's character, yes, I'm getting therapy, you know this, or something like that, would push it and it would make sense, because his mind wouldn't make sense, but it doesn't. His character is, again, a hot mess. I will say that the CGI in this is superb. I mean, there are moments where you genuinely can't tell it apart from something real. The movements of Chappie, his actions, the way he walks, and the way he speaks as well, it's all done in a really convincing way and it draws you in. It's what makes the character so engaging. But that being said, I can't recommend that you go and see this movie. It's not worth your bank balance to go and see it. It's good-ish. It tries to do a lot of things and it fails. If you're lucky, if you want to see something that deals with AI, but does it at a bit higher level, then you might be lucky and you might be able to go and see Ex Machina still, if it's available somewhere near you. If you're in the US, it's not even come out yet, so look at you just need to hang on and wait. And if you want, you can check out my review of it. I'll put that somewhere-ish, maybe. It's not worth completely dismissing. It does some stuff really well. It just fails at lots of other things. I think its main failure is that it's just a bit too bombastic, it's a bit too loud, it's a bit too shouty, it's a bit too aggressive and violent, which is what Neil Blomkamp does. But it doesn't fit. It doesn't feel like the right fit for this. I mean, yes, have some kind of conflict near the end, but don't have it escalate to how it does. It's absurd that it does. And it does, again, it doesn't make sense. There are lots of leaps of judgment and reasoning that you have to make for this film to make sense, and The human brain can't make those jumps, it doesn't have the legs for it. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching, I really appreciate it. Remember to click like if you liked it, and you can subscribe because I do these every Monday, like clockwork, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter because I'll usually Instagram and or tweet out the movie I'll be reviewing on the weekend before. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.